Alright, so this is going to be a quick update. I didn't really take any video today, so I'll just kind of show you what we did. We were only supposed to be out here a little while and it turned into kind of a project. So my sister wanted some pieces, something to do with Pinterest or something. So, and I reread her email and it said 9 inches or larger. So I think this pine here was like 9. So I cut 2 sections out of that. And the length she wanted, it was no longer than 24. So then I'm looking around like, well, I know I got to take some of these down in here, but I'm like, some of these are just way too big, way too much work. I got to find something that I can take down, that I can cut her up some pieces for her Pinterest deal. So I decided on this one. And the reason I decided on this is because it wasn't real branchy at the top, and I thought, oh, that won't be too bad when I have to clean it up. Obviously I won't get it done today, but it wasn't very long into the cutting process where I found out there was an issue. I was making the relief cut and all of a sudden my chainsaw got bound up. Oh, the other thing is this one had a pretty good lean, so I'm like, perfect, I shouldn't have to wedge it or anything like that. It's gonna drop obviously to the left of the screen here. Well, then my saw got pinched and I'm like, well, what the heck, there's no way that tree is starting to go already, because I was barely into it. I'm like, what the heck? So then I got the tractor and I put the chain on this side and pulled that way as hard as I could with the tractor to lock the parking brake so I could like get my saw on wedge. And I'm like, what is going on? I should have known something was up. Well, then I started cutting on the back side and I tried to put a wedge and I hit it and I was like, oh, it sounds hollow inside. That's what the issue is. So that's why I had problems. So then it was just like, well, game on, now what do I do? Because I had part of a relief cut and now it was really leaning one way and I couldn't push it over with the tractor. And then on this side, it cracked, like it cracked down the side of the stump here. I'm like, well, that's not good at all. And it was cracked over there. So I just nibbled away at it. I cut the backside mostly away, and that's when I realized there's quite a decent sized hole, and the only part that was actually holding was right up in here, this little bit right in here. So I just kind of nibbled away at that, and then it finally went and it got caught. And that guy right there, you can see the branch that broke off, and then it was just hanging. I'm like, okay, so that's where this huge rut on the ground is. That's where I put the chain on the tractor because it was still up in the air, and I just pulled it this way to get it to drop, and then there was some collateral damage. Looks like it took out a pine and some other stuff. So the short, fast little project here, and it kind of turned into a whole ordeal. And the whole reason I cut this down and didn't just grab some firewood, oh, we still got stuff dropping, is because she wanted stuff with bark on it, and most of the stuff I have is dried enough where either the bark is gone or it's just going to fall off if they move it. I don't know. I don't think she's going to want this anyway. This stuff is really heavy because this is wet. You know, it's fresh cut stuff. Even those pine pieces were pretty heavy, so I don't know. So that was one project. And then I got the trail opened up in the back, and we'll take the four-wheeler in the back real quick and I'll show you what I did back there. Okay, so this here still needs to be taken care of. So the trail actually runs right through here, and this looks like that's been down a while, probably all summer long the way it looks. So, and on that side it doesn't look bad. It just basically looks like it's, you know, just brush that would grind right up, but got to do something with this. But I did work on getting this cleared out here. So I got that cleared out, and then there's a path that goes this way where the four-wheeler is. And the way we did it is I sat on the back and he drove me out here with the stick saw because I wasn't going to walk it. It was way too far to walk with that stick saw. So he got me back here, and then I let him drive around while I was gnawing this all down here. So that's 100 times better. At best, I think what we had here was about as wide as what the four-wheeler was. I'll probably take that up as well. And I don't know, some of this other stuff, I don't know if I just get in the moment here and I don't realize what I'm doing, but it looks like I could have took a little bit more off there as well. So, And this back here is really confusing because I'm not exactly sure where the end of the woods is, where the neighbor is, and where the other neighbor is. We would have a neighbor on that side and then over this way. So we put this pink ribbon in. We believe that's where the end is. So the trail is, I don't know, probably a good 50 feet off the lot or the property line, if that's right. But all of this too, and I've been back in here clearing this a long time ago, but I came through with the brush hog and kind of cleaned that up. That looks a little bit better. And then the trail also came on this side of this, but obviously something fell down here, so there was something in here, a pine or something I must have pushed over a while back, and I just moved the trail over, cleared that out, and then I don't know, you can probably see now all the way down. Got a nice trail through there, but I was looking for our property marker where the pin is. I don't know, I cut that down too, or cleaned that up because it was almost impossible to see. There it is. So right there you can see the orange marker. So that's where the rebar is pounded in. So I don't know. It's hard to tell where a straight line is from here to the road. So that's why I'm kind of confused. I don't know, like right now, if I'm standing in line with it, are we on the line? Or, you know, is the line come this way? I'm not sure, because that's how the trail was put in. So this is the trail here. So if we're in line with that, the trail is either on the property line or maybe even into the neighbors. I'm not sure. I always thought this would be a great place to put a cabin back here. You got a nice amount of elevation here where it's pretty flat, and then this here starts tapering down. You could even do maybe like an exposed basement type of thing if you put a house in. But then this is all like kind of pitched down towards the road. The problem would be you'd have to get a road in here, and there'd be a lot of trees and stuff to take down, and it's not real straight. So this trail I did a little bit on, but there again there's a log that's laying across the trail, and I wasn't going to move that today, but I opened this up quite a bit, and there was some smaller branches and stuff too. We kind of just threw to the side to get that out of the way. So I don't know, ideally it'd be nice if I could, because I know where the pin is on the outside here too. It's basically in line with the telephone pole or the electric pole. If I could draw a string line or something just to see, but there's so many branches and stuff. So, but you can see, well, maybe you don't remember, but this was all like this stuff here. When I took all that and I just flattened it all out as much as I could with the brush hog to make a nice trail here. And then at the end here, which gets us back out to the road, so kind of veer off. So the trail comes out over there, and if we would continue straight this way, which kind of what the trail was doing this entire time, we still would be to the right of where the pin is. So I don't know, maybe you can see the electric pole. So the electric pole is right in the middle of the screen right there, and we're coming out more this way. So I don't know, it would really be nice to know where everything is, just so that I'm not clearing stuff for the neighbor instead of clearing stuff for ourselves. So there's really only one trail left that that needs to be addressed before the snow flies here. Everything else should be okay. Like this one here isn't the best, but it's usable. You know, I can work with that. Ideally, I'd like to get in here and just clear all this stuff up too. So, and then once we get back to the front here, where the road is, you can see this here is pretty much road level. So that spot in the back is definitely above the road. It's got some nice pitch. And where the trail comes out, well, there's the electric pole, and that's where the pin or the marker is for the property line. So yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to be taking off here. This is what the ramp looks like after a couple weeks here. So not too bad. Looks like it settled out a little bit on that block right there, but I think this will work, at least for now. So otherwise, pretty nice day out here today. Today is what, October 10th? Yeah, I think it's the 10th. Maybe it's the 9th. I don't know. It's either the 9th or the 10th, and for October it was like in the 70s again. Like, this was way above normal. We went to a football game last night and could actually sit out there with a t-shirt on, which is not normal at all. Alright, so that's going to be it for now.